Welcome to September 18th, 2018, our regular town board meeting. If we can rise for the pledge, please. Diane, you wanna lead us?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this point, I'm gonna turn over the meeting to, Tim Hubbard. He's agreed to, do the meeting for me. I just had some dental work today, so, I think it will just be easier, so.
All right, we have some announcements today for September 18th, for our board meeting. We changed it to 2 o'clock today from a 7 o'clock meeting. Number one, there's a blood drive today at the Riverhead Fire Department Station on Roanoke Avenue. Walk-ins are welcome, but if you'd like to schedule an appointment, you can call Lauren. I have the phone number for that, but it's probably a little bit late today to do that. All donors will be entered into a raffle for a gift certificate for the Suffolk Theater in Riverhead. So that's today, the blood drive at the fire department on Roanoke Avenue. Actually, being live on air, let me give the phone number. You can call Lauren at 631-369-9136. 631-369-9136. Second, we will be doing a cleanup at the Riverhead train station on Saturday, September 29th at 8:30 in the morning. Come on down and volunteer with your neighbors as we build on the progress made during our summer cleanup. Bring your shovels and gloves to help plant and beautify the train station. All are welcome and any help is appreciated. They went down back in August, early August.
I think it was early August.
Right. And spruced it up down there, did a lot of work, really made it look nice, and now this is just a continuation of that to help make it even prettier. Alright, the supervisor's office, along with the town, has partnered with New York State to help bring the New York State Citizen Preparedness Corps training program to Riverhead. They are offering courses for residents to have the tools and resources to prepare for any type of disaster. Preparedness kit will be passed out, one per family. The event will take place Thursday, September 20th at 6:30, so that's this Thursday, 6:30 p.m. at the Riverhead Senior Center, located at 60 Shade Tree Lane. Space is limited, and you have to sign up online to attend this. And the website is www.prepare, one word, prepare.ny.gov. So if you go to that website, you can sign up, you can attend this, and you'll receive a free preparedness kit and good information on what to do in an emergency. Number 4, Jim, the Riverhead Country Fair is returning to downtown Riverhead on Sunday, October 7th, from 10 to 5, and, would you like to add anything to that?
No, it's it. Hopefully you'll have some great weather this year, but, come on down. The East End Arts property is, showcasing a lot of the agricultural tourism with the pumpkins and the flowers and the cakes and the displays, and we have entertainment, of course, and we've got a new section this year, a children's section, which is gonna be set up in Evangel Park with storytelling and magicians and stuff like that, so we're a family affair this year.
Good. Fifth item we have is the Out of Darkness East End Long Island Walk to Fight Suicide will take place on Sunday, September 30th at 10 o'clock in the morning. The walk raises awareness and funds that allow the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, also known as AFSP, to invest in new research, create educational programs, advocate for public policy, and support survivors of suicide loss. There's a website for more details you can check in on. It's www.afsp.org/EastEndLI for more details. And that's all we have for announcements. Does anybody else have anything?
Yeah, I just wanted
Oh,
to,
sorry, Joe, I did forget.
first of all, the emergency preparedness is a great thing to attend, and they give you a backpack, they give you like a blanket, that if you're freezing, you put the blanket on, they give you a water bottle, they give you everything that they think that you need in the case of an emergency. So you already have it in the backpack. If there's an emergency, you can just grab the backpack and go. So it really is, very interesting and very informative. If you can make it, I recommend that you do. I was reached out to by someone from the Suicide Prevention and Awareness Organization that has prepared proclamations for this cause for every township to read to the public, so that the public can be aware of exactly what it is that they're doing. So the resolution, the supervisor put it on a proclamation, and we'll be presenting it to them at a later date, probably on the 30th when they come to do the walk. But September is known around the United States as National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and is intended to help promote awareness surrounding each of the suicide prevention resources available to us in our community. The simple goal is to learn how to help those around us and how to talk about suicide without increasing the risk of harm. Suicidal thoughts can affect anyone, regardless of age, gender, race, orientation, income level, religion, or background. According to the CDC, each year more than 41,000 people die by suicide. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death among adults in the United States, and the second leading cause of death among people aged 10 to 24. The town of Riverhead is no different than any other community in the country, but chooses to publicly state and place our full support behind local educators, mental health professionals, athletic coaches, pack leaders, police officers, parents, as partners in supporting our community and simply being available to one another. Local organizations like Suicide Prevention Services and national organizations like the National Alliance on Mental Illness are on the front lines of a battle that many still refuse to discuss in public, as suicide and mental illness remain too taboo a topic to speak on. Every member of our community should understand that throughout life struggles, we all need the occasional reminder that we are all silently fighting our own battles. The town board encourages all residents to take the time to inquire as to the well-being of their family, friends, and neighbors over the next few days, and to genuinely convey their appreciation for their existence by any gesture they deem appropriate. A simple phone call, message, handshake, or hug can go a long way towards helping someone realize that suicide is not the answer. So the supervisor has prepared the proclamation. We are going to give it to them on the 30th when we do the walk. And that day will be named, proclaimed Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month in the town of Riverhead. So if you can make the walk, that would be great, and reach out to your friends and family and let them know how much you appreciate them, because you never know where anybody is in their life at any particular moment.
Thank you, Jody. Thank you.
Well said.
Well said. Just, Jim, did you have somebody who wanted to come up with a?
I did, well, the other thing I wanna announce real quick, since we're doing announcements, is, this Sunday at Tanger is the North Fork Health Breast Coalition, annual walk, and they've been doing this for, I don't know how many years, but,
I think it's the 11th.
maybe 10 or 12 years, but, you come on down and you sign up and you walk around 2 times around Tanger 1, 2 times around Tanger 2, and it's all to raise money and awareness on health, on breast cancer and, advocacy and health, and it's really a good organization, so. That's at 9 o'clock on, Sunday, if you wanna go a little early to register, and that's it. Now, that's done, I would like to introduce, speaking, you hear about suicide and all that, but there is hope out there, and so I wanna introduce our clergy for today, from our faith-based community, Reverend Enrique Lebron from the Riverhead United Methodist Church, to lead us in our invocation.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. And talking about suicide, I work very close with family in Riverhead going through this, so this is very important. I'm glad we're doing this, and I hope I can join you in that walk.
Very good.
Let's pray. O God of wisdom and trust, as we gather to deliberate and decide on matters so important to the present and the future well-being of the town of Riverhead, bless and guide its members through the common good of the residents and honor the purposes for which they were elected. I pray for our supervisor, for the elected officials, and in particular for the members of this community. I am asking that you will graciously grant them wisdom to govern and deal with conflict, interest, and issues in every time, a sense of welfare and true need of our people, a strong thirst for justice and righteousness, confidence in what is good and fitting, the ability to work together in harmony even when there is honest disagreement, personal peace in their life with their families, and joy in their tasks. I pray for the agenda set before them today. Please give them assurance of what will please you and what will benefit those who live and work in and around our beloved town of Riverhead. It is in your most blessed name that we pray. My God, my Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Have a good meeting.
Thank you,
very much.
Reverend.
And then we'll turn over to Diane for the, well, we have to do
Do the approval of minutes first.
Yeah, yeah.
We have a motion to approve the minutes of the town board from August 7th, 2018, and also September 5th, 2018.
And I'll just mention that the August 21st minutes are not returned to me yet, so we are still.
Still
Yeah,
missing
we're
the
still
August
missing,
21st
right,
ones,
so
okay.
that's why there's a gap there.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes for those dates, so moved.
Motion. Second by Catherine.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
That August meeting must have been a doozy.
it wasn't, it was short.
Yes,
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
The minutes are approved. And under, let's see, what do I have here? Under reports, we received from the tax receiver their August utility collection report, and that was $581,130.47. And IDA and the Riverhead IDA Economic Job Development Corp. Submitted their 2019 proposed budget. Under correspondence, Larry Sims submitted a letter regarding the special permit application of Glass Greenhouse. Suffolk County Tax Map number 600-68-1-20. Peter Donowski submitted a letter regarding the Evelyn Alexander Wildlife Rescue Center. John McCullough submitted a letter requesting an update on the EPCAL situation. David Gale sent a letter regarding the June 19th public hearing and September 6th work session on a proposed special permit of URT. Kathy McGraw sent a letter regarding the June 19th public hearing and the September 6th work session on the proposed special permit application of URT. And there are no, oh, I'm sorry, there's one more. Eileen and Ken Globus sent a letter regarding the proposed special permit application of URT. And there are no public hearings. And that's it.
Okay, at this time, I guess we'd like to open it up to comments on any of today's resolutions. Do we have anybody that would like to come up and address the board on any of the resolutions today? Sal, this can't be. 2 times in a row? We are getting better. We are striving to make it better, and with this new system we have in, I think we're gonna see a little less of Sal up there at the microphone. Okay.
Nothing personal.
No, nothing personal at all. Seeing, nobody wanting to comment on resolutions, at this time, we'll move to do resolutions.
Sure. Resolution 730.
730 authorizes the supervisor to execute an agreement to extend the contract with Prestige Data Incorporated. So moved.
second,
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 731.
authorizes town clerk to publish and post a notice to bidders for calcium hypochlorite tablets for the Riverhead Water District. So moved.
Seconded. Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 732.
Accepts the resignation of a building permits examiner, so moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes, and we'll miss her, but she got a job in the town of Islip making a lot more money than we can afford to pay, so we'll miss her, and I wish her good luck. Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 733.
Authorizes acceptance of a donation, so moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
And I wanna thank Griffin Hardware because they donated blue paint for our handicap spaces. And I vote yes.
Hubbard.
Yes, same thing, I appreciate their donation for sure.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
And a yes and a thank you.
resolution adopted. Resolution 734.
734 appoints a part-time public safety dispatcher one. So moved.
Second,
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
yes,
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 735.
authorizes town clerk to post and publish attached notice to bidders for streetlight and traffic signal maintenance repair parts. So moved.
Seconded. Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes,
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 736.
Terminates the employment of a temporary laborer. So moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
yes,
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 737.
Authorization for supervisor to execute a license agreement with Woodside Orchards Incorporated. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
yes,
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 738.
Adopts a local law to amend chapter 289 entitled Vehicles, Traffic and Parking Regulations of the Riverhead Town Code, more specifically 289-6, weight limit of 5 tons on Parkway Street. So moved.
second,
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
yes,
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 739.
Approves the chapter 255 application of Little Flower Union Free School District, Run to Save Young Lives 5K Run/Walk, Saturday, October 13th, 2018. So moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
yes,
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 740.
Approves chapter 255 application of the Railroad Museum of Long Island, Wooden Toy Train Play Days, October 6th, 2018, and October 7th, 2018. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
yes,
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 741.
741 approves the chapter 255 application of East End Rowing Institute LTD for their Snowflake Regatta on Sunday, November 4th, 2018. So moved.
second,
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
yes,
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 742.
approves the chapter 255 application of Wading River Shoreham Chamber of Commerce, Wading River Fall Fest and Zombie Walk, Saturday, October 13th, 2018. So moved.
Seconded. Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes, it includes a parade, costumes, and zombie walk, musical entertainment, food vendors, craft sales, and the sale and service of alcohol. On Wading River Manor Road and North Country Road and Sound Road, so it's down by the duck pond, so hopefully we'll see you out there on, October 13th. Yes,
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 743.
Authorizes the supervisor to execute a license agreement with Darkside Productions Incorporated. So moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 744.
Authorization to publish advertisement for charter coach transportation 2018 for Town of Riverhead. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 745.
745 is a notice to bidders for heating fuel. So moved.
second,
Yeah. We may have to table this, because I received information earlier today that, the bids were opened up, but we were able to get bids on the county bid for fuel oil at a tremendously reduced rate. So, we went out to bid, we received bids, but then our purchasing department, found out that we can join the bid from the county, and it was, from what I read briefly, it looks like it's about 15 cents a gallon cheaper to, purchase the fuel off the county bid than what we received on the bids that we sent out for, so I'd like to make a motion to table this. So we-
Second,
I think this is just a public
This is
post to
calling-
go out,
this is calling
to go
for new
out,
bids.
to go out
For new bids, okay,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you put that out
Okay.
there, cause now they
Yeah.
know what they have to beat, I like it.
yeah,
Okay, good.
Yeah, this is an accepting, so.
and I
Okay.
think we can pull off of either one, whichever one is less, either the county or the town.
okay, I spoke
We
with
can
the
reject
town
any
attorney's
bid,
office
yeah.
this morning,
Okay,
okay.
Yep.
Alright,
good
then let's,
information.
moved and seconded vote, please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes,
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes,
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 746,
Approves the chapter 255 application of Chicken Kids Incorporated, children's retail
Oh, wait a
consign.
no,
746.
746.
Yeah, this is bid for.
746 is a bid for hardware items, so moved.
seconded. Moved and seconded vote, please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes,
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes,
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 747,
approves the attendance of 2 police department employees to a marine patrol vessel operation course, MPVOC, so moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded vote, please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes,
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution
What's your
748,
chicken kids?
Here's my chicken. I was excited to read that.
Approves the chapter 255 application of Chicken Kids Incorporated, children's retail consignment event, September 19th through 23rd, 2018, so moved.
I'll second.
moved and seconded vote, please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes,
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 749,
749 authorizes the acceptance of donations for canine-related expenses. So moved.
Second,
moved and seconded vote, please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes, I really appreciate the community's outpouring with this. Ron Harini and Colleen O'Brien and Island Federal, Credit Union, along with other individuals, made tremendous donations to the town in the tragic situation when we lost one of our canine dogs, Rocky. And it's just something that makes, I think, all of us proud to be a member of the town of Riverhead when you see the community come together in situations like this. So I thank everybody very much, and yes, my vote.
Giglio.
ditto, everything that Tim said, and thank you for the donations, and it'll go a long way towards training and equipment and, you know, supplies and materials that K-9 will need in order to do his job, yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes, and once again, I echo everybody's comments and thank you.
Resolution adopted.
Did you vote?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, you did, the first one.
Resolution 750,
Ratifies the authorization allowing on-site productions to provide additional audio-visual production services for the town board, so moved.
Seconded, moved and seconded vote, please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes,
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 751,
accepts the resignation of a part-time legislative secretary, so moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded vote, please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes,
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 752,
Accepts donation of additional plants from Riverhead Home Depot, so moved.
Oh, well, second.
moved and seconded vote, please.
Kent.
Once again, thank you to our generous community. I vote yes.
Hubbard,
Yes, absolutely.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes, and Home Depot has been instrumental in providing plans for the train station cleanup, so if you go by and you see all the plants that are blooming there, the new plants that'll be going in, Home Depot was instrumental in making that happen, so thank you.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 753,
753, okay.
Pays the bills, so moved.
Seconded, moved and seconded vote, please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes,
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
we have no add-on resolutions,
No tabled resolutions?
so at this time, I guess we would, like to open up the microphone to anybody who has any comments for the board. Sir, step up and state your name and your affiliation and or place of residence?
We can see that?
Art, I hope you didn't take that sign from, I'm just kidding. Did you pull that sign out of the ground, Art?
Looks pretty new, looks pretty brand new.
I take offense to that, I'm not a slow person. Only kidding. I like it, so.
Okay. Good day, as I say in Australia. A good day is admired.
State your name and your affiliation,
My
please.
name is Art Binder, Bating Hollow, Calverton,
Thank you.
30-plus years. A good day is admired and respected by many of us on most days. The head of the river, called Riverhead, is a unique environment in ways 30 years ago many of our residents didn't realize. Today, Riverhead is admired. Today, Riverhead is respected. Today, Riverhead is a visitor's environment. But we do have some problems. 1986, Riverhead population was approximately 13,000. Today, 35 to 40,000, my guess. Translation, busy roads, lots of cars, people coming and going. Southampton experienced yesterday what we are today. The south side is almost filled to the tippy top. Traffic unbearable. Home prices unbelievable. Everyday shopping, Riverhead. Riverhead traffic is unbelievable and somewhat unbearable. Deep Hole Road, my road, is a kill zone. Next time, not a cat, not a dog, not a horse or a turkey. I will not say what you've engendered it would or could be. I can't do that, no way. Deep Hole. Deep Hole Road is a 40-mile-per-hour road to suicide for joggers, bikers, walkers, and residents. Deep Hole Road is approximately 1 mile in length, 4 to 5 elevation levels, 3 to 4 blind spots, straight line blind spots, southeast and northwest, sun in your eyes, morning and night. Deep Hole Road is an early farm road. In farm country, grapes, sod, veggies, corn, horses, previously buffalo and cattle. No road lamps at night, total blackness. The 40-mile-per-hour speed must be reduced to 20 to 25 miles per hour. Walkers, bikers, residents, etc., 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 will stand a chance. Thank you all. God bless you.
We will bring it up in the next traffic safety committee meeting, which I sit with the chief, and, we will discuss it. I think it's next Thursday,
And-
not this Thursday.
And Art, just so you know, I know that I've spoken to you, we've written to the state to have it lowered, they did do the accident review of it, they have denied the lowering of the speed limit, so I think it's something that we just need to continue with, and I think the traffic is.
There was something else after that, I spoke to,
I'm just gonna have you come up then.
Come up to the microphone, please, ma'am. State your name.
Marilyn Binder, 291 Deep Hole Road, Bating Hollow. I spoke to Chief Hegamilla after I spoke to the state, and the state said it is not a state road. I gave him the phone number of the lady I spoke to and said, it is a town road, it's the town responsibility. If there is a problem, please speak to her. This is over 2 months ago. I have not heard anything from the town or Chief Hegamilla about it, but I did speak to him about it, and I did give him the phone number of this lady.
Oh, the question is not, we know it's a town road,
I'm just gonna let
it's the
Bobby.
authority to
Town
change.
can't set speed limits. Town,
Yeah, the town has-
Town of Riverhead does not have authority under the New York State Vehicle Traffic Law to set its own speed zone.
They said you do, and they gave me the phone number of the lady.
If they can give me the section of law, I'd very much welcome it, because we've been trying for a number number of years to get legislation adopted at the state that would enable a town like Riverhead to set its own speed limit.
Well, can I give you the
Villages
phone
can.
number? Yeah,
Oh,
can I?
I'll talk to whoever the person is,
Yeah,
but
'cause she said she would
villages
speak to
can,
you.
cities can,
Uh-huh.
towns cannot.
First-class towns?
I don't think it matters whether it's the first.
But you
class.
changed the speed limit on the other streets in
But
Riverhead.
that's done through a process, we contact the state DOT, they do a TEA,
Well, we've been trying that for over a year now.
right, and
Yeah.
that's the way it has to be done.
That
And they
was
did, that's what we did, so what, I did speak to you, we
Okay,
sent
great.
it up, to the state for review, and the state rejected it. That's
No,
what I
no,
said.
then I spoke to somebody in the state, and that she gave me the phone number to speak to her about this particular issue.
Okay.
They were very much aware of it, and I gave that to Chief Higginmiller, I called his office, and he was supposed to speak to her about what she told me, that that is not the story, so, I don't, I'm in the middle.
Yeah,
But we have a problem, so.
I understand that, so we'll review it again, and then let you know where we
Terrific.
stand again.
Thank you very much, Ian.
Have nothing. Well, we could change, just can't enforce it.
John McAuliffe, Rolling Woods in Riverhead, and speaking on behalf of the Coalition Against EPCAL Housing. My letter was cited as having been received, but I wanted to say that a central point of it was a hope that it would become a regular order of town board business, that at every meeting, the supervisor would give an update report on what is happening on EPCAL. That no decision has quite as much consequence either for the economic or the political culture life in Riverhead as what happens to that particular piece of land and whether the Germasian family is allowed into the culture of the town. The specific question, the update that would be very helpful to get now, if we could get it, is to understand what the status is of the financial presentation that was made some weeks ago, whether that has been accepted or rejected or commented upon individually or collectively by the members of the board, or whether it's sort of out there and just waiting until the ethics board report is made. Related to the ethics board, obviously, is wondering if there is any timeline on when their ruling will be made and what the explanation is as to why it has taken so long. The other point that I made in the letter was whether in the course of the due diligence there's been conversation with the town in Maryland, with the people in Miami, who have also been dealing with the issue of the Germasians. In the case of Maryland, they rejected it entirely. In the case of Miami, as people know, the board approved it, but then the political money that started moving around was to defeat the person who had voted against it, and even more ironically, to defeat a person who had voted for it but had publicly stated that he did not think that any public funds should be used to support that project. Simply his opposition to the use of public funds brought money from the Germasians against his reelection. So my question is, what is the status now on those two matters, and what has due diligence included serious conversations with other locations that have faced similar questions about whether to deal with them and how to deal with them?
Well, as you know, part of what we're waiting for is a decision from the ethics board before we move ahead, have a vote on finding whether the CAT program, the CAT people are qualified and eligible. The ethics board works at its own pace. They're a group of volunteers. There were summer vacations and things that came into play over the past numerous weeks where they couldn't all get together. My understanding is they have met, and when they give us a resolution to their decision, then we will know what we're gonna do from there.
And do you have any expectation about when?
Not at all.
None at all.
It's up to them.
And is the discussion of the response to the Jermasians or ACT's financial report, have you not had any of that discussion, or has it been held? Are there individual judgments about it, or?
I'm sure we all have our own individual judgments about it. We have the information that you have, that's all been posted, and it's all part of the process that each individual board member has to make a decision as to whether or not they find them qualified and eligible.
But you've not had a discussion about it, or are you prepared to say at this point individually whether you think that information is
No, that's the
adequate?
purpose of the vote. When the vote comes up, that's when I'll disclose my vote.
Okay, but,
I'm still open to listening to comments from anybody and everybody.
My mind is not made up, as some are, doing that.
and in the due diligence, is there some consultation with the people in Maryland or Miami to have perspective on our own choices?
I did reach out to the people in Maryland, but as you seem to wanna lay more weight on it than I do, that's a retail proposition that they were looking to do, building a mall. That's not comparing, in my mind, apples to apples, so my concern is what they're looking to do up here, not so much what they're doing in Maryland or.
But it is unless there are, specific stipulations in the contract that prevents them from doing some kind of entertainment mall. I mean, they no longer characterize it as retail, they characterize it as entertainment, or the more, again, I had a conversation 3 days ago with a major political figure in the congressional district who believes that gambling is the, goal of what is going on right now, and there's nothing specifically that prohibits that in the contract as it exists today.
That is something I almost wish you would disclose that person's name, because that information is about invalid, as I've heard with many other
Yeah, you could
rumors
throw a lot of stuff out
associated
there,
with this.
So, but then would you have any objection to putting a specific language into the contract that would absolutely prohibit
I
gambling?
think at this point in time, the contract is the contract was voted on in December.
A year ago, almost.
No, our understanding is that the final text of the contract comes subsequent to the qualified and eligible decision.
Until, you're correct in that respect, until ink is on a paper, anything presumably could be changed, both parties would have to be willing to do so.
But one party could decide it's not going to go forward with the contract unless
No,
the
that's,
language
see,
is
that's not
changed.
true. The vote is for a qualified and eligible hearing. The contract vote was back in December. That vote was 3-2 in favor of adopting that contract.
All right, there's
This
different,
vote now
well, you know,
coming
there's
before
different
us.
legal, there's certainly different legal opinions about how,
There might be, but I'm
Locked
gonna
in.
take the legal opinions from my legal people, so. Everybody and their brother seems to be an expert since this started in real estate transactions and sales, having no background from some of the comments I've read from people who honestly don't have a clue, and I wish they would take time to be more involved in this and read some more factual stuff instead of hearing a lot of rhetoric, repeating it, let it snowball, and it comes out even worse than when it originally started, and that's a shame, cause this is a huge project. And if we can keep the fallacies out of the equation, I think people are gonna be much more prepared and better educated in making a good decision on this project.
once the decision is made, the decision is made. And, one of the legal positions was that stipulations could be made parallel to the contract, and that could be part of a decision of qualified and eligible, that the town board could decide that this party is not qualified and eligible unless it is prepared to amend the contract to prevent
That's not a
gambling.
stipulation for finding them qualified and eligible. That's talking about changing the contract. That what's coming before us is whether this entity is
coercion.
qualified and eligible in order to proceed
illegal.
forward and go to a contract, purchase that property, and do what they said they're going to do. That's what this process is for, to qualified and eligible, not to renegotiate a
I hope you
contract.
will consider other legal opinion and as to the contract itself, because if it is approved, if the ethics board does not stipulate that it's inappropriate for one board member to vote, and if that board member accepts that recommendation, then the issue is not going to be a problem, but if,
Why would you say that? I'm
Oh,
not sure
'cause
why you would say that, there's
they
still
must-
other
they must have their ducks in a row.
four other board members
well,
that
in
would have
terms
to
of what
vote
has
on
been
it.
said so far, in terms of, people's opinion, is the only thing we can judge from, but that's why I'm asking for a regular update, and as early as possible, an indication of whether the material that has been provided is deemed acceptable or is not deemed acceptable, cause that, essentially, you're saying that the only touch point is on the qualified and eligible question,
That's
not
why
the
it's called a qualified and eligible hearing.
not the content of the contract, and it's the.
I'm not happy with the contract, I've stated that, and I voted no for the
I
contract.
know, no, you did, I
But
was very appreciative of.
The fact of the matter is, we're facing a qualified and eligible hearing, and that's my due diligence and my job is to find them either qualified and eligible or not qualified and eligible, and that's what this process is still in the midst of being done. Again, with the additional information requested on the finances, waiting on a decision from the ethics board, this is all part of it.
I'm a little perplexed though, maybe I misheard you, but are you saying you can condition the approval of the Q and E based on certain actions that we need them to take?
I think,
'Cause
given that
that's
they're.
illegal. I just wanna let you know it's illegal.
Well, I don't know, but given that there is dissatisfaction with both the content of the contract and the way the contract was slipped in by a town board that no longer had popular legitimacy in terms of the vote. I mean, had that town board respected what had happened at the previous election, they would not have moved ahead and done the contract. They would have
Well,
left
that being
it to
said,
this board.
that's moot point at this
Well, it's a
point.
moot point, but it's essentially, you're saying that you're boxed in.
I just wanna make sure I understood you correctly.
My-
Use the approval of the Q and E to get
That the
certain
Q and E,
conditions?
part of the Q and E is a judgment of the ethics and the competence of the people that you're looking at. I forget the particular words that are used in the Q and E, but part of that can be informed by whether these people are prepared to be good citizens of the town. Good citizenship in the town of Riverhead means protecting the town from, Jake's 58 kind of enterprise moving to a prime piece of real estate. And again, this is not something out of the air, but something that's come from several political people and people following things.
Cause I think it's coming out of the air, John, I really do, I have not heard that from
Good luck with that.
anybody whatsoever, other than you stating it, I have not heard that whatsoever. And I would like to think that maybe we're a little more in tune up here on the board with what's going on, but that is
Yeah,
certainly
I'd feel better
something I
about that
have
if you found a
not
way
heard
to
about.
stipulate it and protect the town from it. And if the contract itself is, first of all, as I say, there are different opinions about whether what you have is a final document, given its history and its character, but there's also discussion of, whether there's other ways of injecting a change in the, utilization of the land, that could be done. And I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a real estate person, but I am somebody who is deeply concerned that given the history of these particular investors, that, we could be overwhelmed by an agenda that won't be known until after the contract is handed over to them.
Well, I think Tim stated, you know, when the contract with the approval in December, the contract is really a definitive agreement in principle. And that's what the town board chose to do, is accept a definitive agreement that was negotiated back and forth. It is not a signed contract at this time, but it has been negotiated through the town and with the other parties. So as Tim said, if anything were to change in it, that would have to be both sides that are willing to go in and to change that definitive agreement. I think that's to your point of what kind of, community involvement and concern there is. But you can't do it one-sided.
But you can decide not to sign the contract.
Well,
That's
the the stage that we're in now is the qualified and eligible. So the qualified and eligible is saying that I don't have the whole resolution in front of me, but the partner coming in has the financial wherewithal to carry out the project. The project is defined in the definitive agreement in principle as the, intended development plan, and that the board, any board member voting on it, feels, incredibly confident that the intentions and parties coming in will be carrying out the definitive agreement, the development, intended development plan, and that will have the ability to carry that off with their resources, both financially and with what their past practice.
And what is your legal handle on the intended development plan once the contract is signed?
In what sense?
I mean, how can, say they have produced a very pretty brochure. It has lots of nice ideas in it, many good ideas, but how can you ensure, unless it's written into the contract, that that pretty piece of paper actually will control how the land is used after it's no longer in the ownership of the town?
I think that, you know, as the other board members have said, I think that is a subjective, answer to somebody's wherewithal and commitment to doing that. We've had a lot of presentations from them, so that is part of what you are taking into, and I think that goes back to, like I said, I don't have the resolution in front of me, but there is, you know, integrity and reliability to carry out the intended development plan. That is a factor in it, as well as the, you know, financials that you receive and your ability to check, you know, to verify those. So there is a little bit of both in making this decision. And it's something that the board, I think, has been, you know, is struggling with all the information that we've received. There's a lot to digest, and I think when the qualified and eligible hearing, the actual, decision for it comes up, I'm sure that all of the board members will be, answer the questions that you have and be available to answer their decisions.
All right, well, again, I've taken up far too much of your time with this, but I think that keeping this as transparent and public in advance of the actual meeting that takes place would be very helpful, so.
Just as an aside, John, I think that, it's always admirable when members of the community voice their opinions, and we've had a tremendous amount of feedback on this issue from within the community, and that's always a good thing. We're always happy to hear what the community has to say. And all the other issue aside, if you discuss how we feel about the actual contract, and if you look back at the voting record from December, I actually think that the majority of the board, don't disagree with you that, it's not a great contract. So, just wanted to make that point.
I appreciate that, but the entrapment of it's not a great contract, but we have to follow it, puts us all in a very strange position.
Yep, a
So,
qualified
thank
and eligible hearing was scheduled and then rescheduled by this board based on that contract. So that is the contract that we went to qualified and eligible for, and that's what we determined whether or not they're qualified and eligible on, to build out the intended development plan.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Sal Mastropolo, Calverton. Two editorial comments. One is, change the font on the fiscal impact sheet so that fits on one page, so you save the storage space on the computers and the paper.
Being worked on as you speak.
Second one is, there was no schedule of the future meetings in the packet, and I didn't notice it on the back of the stapled sheet.
Yeah, we'll have to add that, Sal.
So you'll have to add that. And the third thing is not an editorial, it's just my opinion. I think if there's any decision on gambling in EPCAL, it should be put up to the voters on election date
Hear, hear.
and not made by one individual or
You
a
right.
half a dozen individuals, but by all the taxpayers in the town. And I don't say that because I'm a gambler, I just think that everybody should have a vote on what's done relative to gambling.
Yeah, I'm not,
It
I
went for a
haven't heard that
referendum.
rumor. I know there's people falling all over themselves trying to say, to try to get gambling in their towns and they can't. It's not an easy thing to do, so.
Well-
It did go for a referendum though with the racetrack.
Well, there's a difference between a racetrack and a gambling casino. I'd like
Agreed.
to think there's a lot of taxes associated with that.
They were all vying for
The state's very particular.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Show it out there, let us
And it's a slap.
Okay, anybody else?
move to adjourn.
Well, I apologize that we only kept you here 55 minutes, but,
No, we didn't start it till 10 after.
yeah, true. You really can get a bang for you probably want money back for your ticket price for admission today, but, everybody have a great week, and, keep the people in North and South Carolina in your prayers also. Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to
Move to adjourn.
move to adjourn the
Second.
town board meeting?
Second.
Yep.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.